We are happy to be joined by Richard Gibbens and Todd Hyatt from Bluegrass Realtors to hear the latest on the housing market.
Thank you both for being here. We're about halfway, not halfway, we're a little more than halfway through 2025. How is the market looking? What are the biggest changes that have happened since the last time we spoke with you all? Well,
the market's still strong. You know, overall sales are up 3% for the year. Our median sale price now is up 4% to $282,000 for the year, and you know, in June alone we set a record. Median sales price is at $299,900, so just under $300,000. So prices continue to rise. Our inventory levels are up. For the last 20 months we've seen increased inventory. In June we had more inventory than we'd had since 2019 for the same time frame. So that's a good sign for sure. Median sale price, as I said, is continuing to rise. You know, prices continue to go up. For 76 straight months, we've seen an increase in appreciation of properties. So the market's strong.
What do you think it is about this market that makes it so attractive to a lot of people?
So our cost of living is still very low in Central Kentucky. We're about 10 to 15% lower than the national average. And then of course, I mean, just drive 15 minutes outside of the area and you're driving through a postcard, right? I mean, it's gorgeous out there. So, and you know, our national median home sales price is $425,000 across the country. So even though we're in the 299s, we're still way lower than the national average. So it's a lot more affordable to get a home here. So you get your people moving out of your higher priced markets, which is happening across the country, and that's what's making the area really desirable.
I hate to put Peyton on blast again, but he recently bought a home, and I was just saying how last year, I was saying last time we spoke that when he was looking for a home, homes were selling fast. Is that still what we're seeing here?
Homes are still moving. Price is key. You know, if the seller is pricing their property within the market, it is still moving. We have seen inventory, you know, set on the market a little bit longer. Our days on market has increased. It's up in the low 40s now, I think. So we're seeing things sit just a little bit longer, but you know, if it's reasonably priced due to the inability to meet the demand, they still move fairly quickly.
President Donald Trump has been clamoring for Jerome Powell with the Fed to do something with the interest rate. There was yesterday developments on that, unfortunately not what the president was hoping for, keeping pretty steady with what they've been. How does that impact, I would think greatly, what people can do? Because that's a big difference in price if you've got interest rates in the 6s or 7s compared to lower than that. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of economic uncertainty right now, we'll call it. And I think that gets kind of baked into the Fed, where the Fed's a little less willing to move. But also, people have been predicting lower rates for a while, so even if they did move, a lot of it's kind of already baked in. So even if we did see a lot of movement, I'm not sure you would see fast mortgage rate movement right behind it. There's a lot more that goes into it than just what Jerome Powell thinks, right? So it's a lot going on right now for sure. Consumer confidence is still pretty strong. We were looking at like the number of lockbox opens the other day, and they're actually up over the previous year. Not by much, but they're not. They're up a little higher than sales are. So it's telling you people are looking, but maybe they're not quite ready to pull the trigger.
Any other advice for people trying to sell or buy a home?
Be ready.
Be ready.
Yeah, on the buying side, you know, pre-qualify. Find a realtor to help you through the whole process. And if you're a seller, make sure you've got a game plan. Because if you do price your property within the market, you better know where you're going to go. Is essentially, I think, the best advice. Just be prepared.
How much are out-of-staters impacting how much homes are going for? Because I used to live in Nashville, and a lot of Californians moved into Nashville because it was just more cost-effective to live there. Are you seeing that here in Kentucky as well, where a lot of out-of-staters are moving in and then kind of gobbling up homes? You know, to them, like maybe a $700,000 house is a drop in the bucket because they were used to paying over $1 million in California.
Right.
And that is a factor. It's there, but it's not quite as blown out of proportion as people think it is. I mean, cash buyers are generally around maybe 10 to 15% of the market. So it's yes, it is a factor, but it's not like this overriding, driving the market factor that some people think it is.
Interesting. Well, great data, guys. Thanks so much. Good to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Good seeing you.
More information on the screen, Bluegrass Realtors. We'll be right back after the break.